Good morning from the desert. Sheila and I are out near New River, Arizona. Found a really nice little spot. We've been here for a few days and so far so good. And I wanted to share what I've been feeding Sheila lately. So normally, stop moving around the plastic first. Normally if I'm in a house or an apartment or something, her food is sitting here and she thinks it's breakfast time even though she just ate, and she's like staring at me and trying to climb on me. Normally I would feed her raw food. I do like DIY raw, and obviously when I'm traveling in my car I can't do that. I don't have freezer space or really a place to prep food like that. So I'm always looking for healthier options to give her versus just a kibble. I prefer to not feed kibble if possible. It's not always an option, but it's just not my personal favorite. I don't think it's as close to what they naturally would eat and what they should eat, so I try to stick closer to raw and then like freeze-dried raw, dehydrated foods, things like that. So Dr. Marty Pets sent me a few bags of their Nature's Blend freeze-dried raw to try out and see how we liked it. I was really excited about it because, again, this is as close as I can get to frozen raw while I'm in my car. So I was really stoked for this, and I will tell you how it went. Sheila's been eating this for about 3 weeks now, and a couple things I really like about it. The first and foremost, is well, a little background about me. Obviously, I am an advocate for raw and fresh feeding. I have been in the pet industry for about 10 years now and have been very strongly advocating for feeding fresh food to your dog. Even if you feed kibble, you can always add fresh food to it. I think that's extremely important. So first off, that's where I'm coming from. I'm also certified in canine nutrition. It is a passion of mine and something I'm very, very interested in. So looking at the ingredients on here, this was a big deal for me. I feel like because of my background, I know a little bit more than the average pet owner about ingredients and things to look for. And this makes it really simple. The first ingredients, we got turkey, beef, salmon, duck, beef liver, turkey heart. All great things that you want. And then it goes into a handful of other things: flaxseed, sweet potato, egg, pea protein, apple, blueberry, carrot, cranberry, pumpkin, spinach, kelp, ginger. There's a few other things. They're after salt though. Fun fact, anything after salt is less than 1% of the bag, so I don't really take those into consideration, but it is some more vegetables and things like that that are really nutritionally dense. So first off, ingredients, I was really stoked about that. I like that anybody can look at that and you know all of those things. You have seen them, heard about them in some aspect. They're all whole foods, which is perfect. Next thing is the way the food is. So if you're unfamiliar with freeze-dried raw, usually it's in, Sheila's about to jump up and steal this. Usually they're like little pellets, little nuggets, sometimes patties, things like that. Here you go. They're really easy. These ones especially are those little nuggets, so it's very similar to feeding kibble where you just scoop it out. I always do kind of crush it up a little bit and add some warm water to it, let it rehydrate. It is very dry because it's been freeze-dried, so adding moisture back in is really important. I don't always add moisture back in. Sometimes I'm in a hurry for whatever reason, and so I'll feed it to her as is, and then she will drink water afterwards. So she kind of fixes it herself, but I do like to rehydrate with water. Warm water, I think she enjoys it better that way, and I like to make sure that she's getting that moisture in her system. Next thing I really like about it is because of its shape and those little like nuggets, I can use it in different feeders for her. She usually eats out of a slow feeder because she does inhale her food. It also works really well. We use a Kong wobble a lot. This is the one that's weighted on the bottom, and so she kind of rolls it around, things fall out the hole. They work really well on that, and because they're so lightweight, they don't just all fall out the hole like heavier treats will. So she will spend a very long time. If I put her whole scoop of food in there and give her breakfast that way in the wobble, it'll keep her busy for longer than most things, which is always good. I'm always looking for ways to give Sheila mental stimulation and enrichment, and that works out really well with this food. I have a few other puzzle feeders and like treat releasing toys like that work well with it too. Like I said, it's very similar to kibble in its shape, so anything you can use kibble in, you can pretty much use this in as well. Two other things that are really important to me. So I will be completely honest, and Sheila's not picky about food at all. She loves basically everything that I give her. If it's edible, she will eat it. She will eat iceberg lettuce. But she definitely likes this. Again, she does like everything, but she is staring at me right now because it's sitting here. She enjoys eating it. But two big things for Sheila are she doesn't hold weight very well. She tends to lose weight with certain foods. She's very lean and athletic, and very high energy. So I'm always looking for a food that keeps weight on her without me having to feed way more than the recommended amount. 3 weeks might not seem like a long time, but for Sheila, that's plenty of time to see if she's going to drop weight. I have fed her other foods for about a week and she noticeably lost a few pounds. And she's very lean, so it's extremely noticeable when she starts to drop weight. She hasn't seemed to drop any weight over the past 3 weeks with this. She still looks as nice and muscular as ever. Another thing is her energy levels. Again, she is a very energetic dog. I have fed her some different foods in the past, a couple different dehydrated foods that she didn't seem fully herself after eating them. So not necessarily lethargic, but just a little bit less herself, I guess you could say. Kind of like if you eat like a heavy Thanksgiving dinner and then you just kind of want to like lounge for a while and not really move around and do stuff. I've noticed that with a few different foods. Not with this one. She still is her same energetic self. In fact, I have to kind of settle her a little bit. After she eats, she wants to run around and play and do things, and I don't want her to puke her food back up because she's running around on a full belly, so we don't do that. But I do really like that she obviously feels good while eating it. She seems herself and she seems happy about it. She is still staring at me. She's just sitting here, just staring me down. So anyway, I really like those things about the food. If you're unfamiliar with freeze drying, the most basic way to explain it is food is frozen at extremely low temperature, and then the ice is evaporated. It's obviously way more complicated than that. That's the best way I can explain it. But that's basically what it is. So it does retain a lot of the nutrients in those fresh foods that are in the ingredients, whereas things like kibble are cooked at an extremely high temperature, which is going to cook off basically a lot of the nutritional value in that food. That's why most kibbles, all kibbles, you'll see a whole bunch of vitamins, minerals, things like that are added back into it because it's all been destroyed in the extrusion process. Freeze drying is one of my favorite ways to preserve food because it does retain a lot of that nutritional value, which is important to me and important to Sheila because I want her to be healthy and strong and live a happy, healthy life as long as possible. Sheila gets a scoop of this twice a day, about a cup. This is the cup that I use. And like I said, I do the scoop, I kind of crush it up. When you crush it up, it kind of becomes almost like a sawdust consistency. I don't have anything. Kind of like a sawdust consistency. Then you can add warm water to it and it rehydrates beautifully. It kind of turns it into like a dog oatmeal almost, a meaty oatmeal. And then I put that in her spiral slow feeder so it slows her down eating it. She slobbered on me. And she really enjoys it. So I actually really liked this food a lot. Dr. Marty is a brand that I was familiar with already and already liked. I do trust them and I trust their sourcing and ingredients, which is always important as well. So highly recommend if you're looking for a freeze-dried food or something that travels easily. Even if you don't travel like I do, where you're not like living in your car full time, if you're camping, going on a road trip, even if you're going to like visit family over the holidays and you don't want to bring your frozen raw food, or even if you just want something that's a little bit a step above kibble, really recommend this. I would definitely try it out. It also works really great as a kibble topper. You can kind of just sprinkle it on as like a fresh food booster, which again, sometimes you have to feed kibble, you want to feed kibble, whatever it is, but I recommend just not feeding only kibble and adding some sort of fresh food to it. And this is a great easy way to do it. Again, you just kind of scoop it and go. Perfect. I definitely recommend trying it. If you're interested, you can check out the link down below. Again, they did send me these 3 bags for my honest opinion, and I don't share anything that I don't use with my own dog and don't recommend wholeheartedly. So definitely give this a try. It's a really great product and we will be continuing to use it. So have a good day.